Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you can tell, my hands are orange from self-tanning. It's fine, it's casual. If you want to see how to get this look, then keep on watching. To start off using this Too Faced Hangover primer. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix the number 7 lift. Always in the morning. I'm always like half choking. I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Sand, and I only use a couple drops when I'm tan, and then I mix it in whatever foundation I already have. And this one is in Warm Ivory. So I just put a couple pumps on the back of my hand. And this one's a new one, like brand freaking new. So it should be really easy to get on the back of my hand. I am a little tan right now, a little fake tanned. So, and whenever I'm fake tan, I can just kind of put like a drop or two. I love it how this thing doesn't focus when I put it up. I need to get one of those autofocus ones. I just kind of mix it all together on the back of my hand. I'm going to use Maybelline, and this is in the shade Light. It also has a number on it which says 10. I'm just going to end up just kind of putting it a bit under the eye since I have such dark circles. And apparently I'm breaking out really bad because my diet has been garbage lately. In other news, if y'all don't keep up with my blog, I've kind of posted a little bit on there. I haven't been writing nearly as much as I probably should. But I did kind of touch on what I've been doing recently. And I've been doing like a bunch of like races and stuff. But like there's a huge road race series kind of like where I live. And I've never done racing. I've always done like running for sports. And so this is all very new and I like a good challenge. So it's kind of exciting that I get to do this road race series. It's like every other weekend is a race. And like the month of August was a bunch of 5 miles. Like there were 2 5-mile races. And next month, which would be September obviously, or whatever month that I decided to post this in, is going to be 10Ks. And then the ones after that are going to be 10 miles. Which is a huge jump, by the way, from a 10K. Because you think 10K will probably be somewhere in between like 5 miles and 10 miles. But it's kind of not really. It's like barely over the 5-mile marker. It's 6.2 miles, I think. Just barely over that, but basically 6.2 miles. And it's hard, but anyway, all that being said, it makes my skin break out because I have so many like impurities right now in my skin. And so I just end up with a lot of breakouts after my runs because I keep eating like crap and it keeps surfacing on my face. I have been doing slightly better with my skincare routine. I'll link that down below because I did actually write it out for my blog. I don't really want to do a video on stuff like that. Oh, by the way, this is the Bare Minerals, what is this even called? Invisible Light. It's like blurring powder. They give you like a duo of like a blurring powder and a glow powder is what they call it. But I hardly ever use the glow. I don't find it doing a whole lot on my skin. It just makes it a little less, I guess, matte. And it doesn't really add like a glow. I don't know. It's not something that I could use as a highlighter, even though I've seen it work on other people as a highlighter. Anyway, I'm just going to set my whole face with this powder. But anyway, finishing about the whole skincare routine. I'm not going to make a video on that like a lot of other people do, just because I'm not very tech savvy and the lighting in my bathroom is terrible. So I ended up just kind of like explaining that and my hair care routine. So I'll just leave like the links down below for in the description box below for the blog. Rare bronzer, just because I've already found one that I really like, and some just don't blend in with my skin well at all. I use the butter bronzer, as I'm sure y'all know, because I'm pretty sure I've only ever used this one on this channel. I occasionally switch up some of the things, but it's usually kind of like when I'm in a rush and I've only grabbed like a few products. And for blush today, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put on my blush, just because I don't like my eyeshadow to not match my blush, but I already kind of have an idea of like what I want to use on my mouth today. So I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Blush Trio in Peachy Love. And I'm going to be using this brush from my BoxyCharm. It's from Moda Pro, but it's like that something in... I'll remember the name of it. It's something in nickel. It's like royal and something nickel. But it's like such a freaking good brush, and I like it that it has like this kind of like grip material, so that you're not just like slipping in and out if your hands happen to be like damp for some reason. Anyway, I'm going to be taking these two shades right here, and these are pretty pigmented, so go in with a light hand. Now I'm going to be taking this Jaclyn Hill palette. And I usually like to work, I'm not even going to try to remember the names of these, but I usually work in this row whenever I'm like building up the crease or anything. I'm going to end up priming my eyelids with this. It's also a Maybelline concealer, and this is in the shade Light or Pale. Kind of put a little bit on, and then I'll blend it out with my beauty blender if I can ever find it. I'm going to go in with the Sweet Peach palette really quick. I'm choosing the Peaches and Cream color right here, just to kind of set down that concealer, just because it's a pretty neutral... I'm trying to like fight with a mirror, and there's literally a mirror in here, so that's cool. I like this one because it's very light and neutral, and it's pretty much the color of my skin. One thing that I don't particularly like about the Jaclyn Hill palette is just that it doesn't have a shade like this. Like, it has some if you have like a little bit of a tan or a deeper skin tone, and there are some pretty neutral shades in here, which is good, but I usually tend to use those more for crease colors than I do for setting down the primer. Take this blending brush. I'm just going to go in with a mixture of these three shades right here. I like to use the yellow a lot, just because it's very warm and it blends out really pretty. And I want to say this color is called Royal, but I may be like horribly wrong. It's like this one right, no, it may be Queen. It was something to do with, but I'm going to end up using this gold shade right here. And I'm just using my finger with these just because I feel like they work better whenever I do this. And I'm only going to go like halfway on the lid, like right where that crease color kind of like meets it. Just give it like a little bit of shimmer right there. And I build up mine, like I'll dip my finger in a couple times. You don't really need a lot because these are so pigmented. like after I've put this on my eye, I'll like wipe it off, like swatch it on my arm because there's still so much pigment left. I'll tell you a funny story about this palette and I. So I got on the website the day that it launched, and I kept looking up like what time does it come in my time zone, like what time does it come up on the website and everything, and it kept giving me different times, and I think it was because the first time I got my time zone wrong. I was like, oh, I'm in the so and so time zone because I'm not aligned with whatever state, and it was really confusing, really annoying. So I kept having to like figure out like what time zone I was in, and Google helped me quite a bit. I've always sucked at trying to figure out all that stuff. Anyway, so I finally figured out what time zone I was in. I'm going to use this little pencil brush real quick, and I'm going to take those 3 shades that we already used and put it underneath my eye. And so I'm struggling to try to find a place that or a time that it would launch, because I knew that it was going to sell out like so fast. I just knew. I mean, it's Jaclyn Hill. She's got like a billion subscribers. And so I was so excited to get it. I get on there at 10 a.m., which is like when it launched for me. And it goes, coming soon, the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I thought, crap. And so I just, oh, I guess I'm too early. And I looked it up again for some reason, and it told me that it was like 12 p.m. And I thought, you know, that's a really stupid time to launch something. Because you think if it's launching, it would launch in the morning versus like the noon. Because not that many people get off like directly at noon for their lunch break or something. I was like, some people can get off around 10 for like a break or something at work. Anyway, all this is like going through my mind. I was like, this is annoying. For some reason, I checked like 30 minutes later on Instagram, and this girl had posted something. She said the Jaclyn Hill palette is now live. And I was like, I just checked on the website and you said it wasn't. This was 20 minutes after 10, so it was like 10:20. So I'm like, alright, so it did launch at 10. So I get back on the website, and I'm like, I get it in my, the whole website was like kept crashing, and my phone was crappy, is crappy. And so it kept like skipping over, and it took literally me waiting for almost 20 minutes for it to finally tell me. After I got it in my bag, I was checking out everything. It processed my card for like, I don't even know how long. I think that was like the main wait. Was after it finally stopped crashing the page and like had to reload. Then it finally acted like I hadn't paid, even though I put everything in. And I was freaking out, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this just needs to, I just have to have this palette. So I'm like freaking out and everything. Mind you, this is a little bit before 11. So by about 10:45-ish, it finally reloads the page, and it said, sorry, this item is now out of stock. 45 minutes it took to sell out how many palettes they had. So I was like, oh, cool. Not bitter at all, even though I had it in my bag, and I would have bought it in like 5 seconds if the website hadn't kept crashing. It's like, whatever. So I was like low-key bitter about it like the rest of the day. And so I get back on, and the page on my phone is still up, and it like reloads after it like reloaded. I accidentally clicked reload on the page because I was trying to look up something else on my Google. I don't know what I was trying to look up. But anyway, so it reloads the page, and then it acted like it was back in stock. And I was like, oh! It's like, is this a fluke? And so I went and checked out, and then it like checked out. I don't know if they restocked it every couple of hours. I don't know if they decided to give it to me after all, since I had it in my bag, and I was trying to pay for it even before the 10:45 marker and all this stuff. Anyway, so it let me buy it at like 12 something after it had been sold out for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I think Jaclyn posted like a picture later and she goes, oh my gosh, my palette sold out so quickly and blah 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 time. And so I don't know what happened, but Google refresh got me and I got this bad boy. I'm not mad. Not mad. I'm gonna take this brown shade right here and I'm just gonna take this on kind of like an angled brush and I'm just gonna run that up underneath my lash line. Okay, just kidding. Maybe I picked up the purple. I thought it was brown at first. And I'm just finish wrap this up because I have to head to work and eat breakfast and everything. And so I'm gonna take the Brow Gal little spoolie thing with the little brush. It's the Brow Gal thing, and I typically use this darkest shade just because I like my eyebrows dark. And so I just tend to brush up my eyebrows. They were done fairly recently, so I don't have to do too much to it. It's just that the dye is finally starting to fade. I get my eyebrows waxed and tinted. And so then I just take this little brush. I'll kind of run it up underneath my eyebrows and flick up when I need to. Ooh, those little mamas are dark. Alright. And I'm going to be using the Lash Paradise. I like it how I always like start flipping all this crap around me. Like that's somehow helpful to y'all. I'm going to be using the Lash Paradise mascara. I get Blackest black just because I like my eyelashes very dark. Obviously, who doesn't? This stuff is so freaking good. It's just like the brush and the fact that it's colored exactly like it makes me think of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which I actually purchased, and then I ended up going to Walgreens for some reason that day and I saw this and I'd heard so much about it and I was like, let's just try it. And then I tried it and I never even opened up the Too Faced mascara. Alright, and I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild MegaGlow highlighting powder in, what the heck is this thing called? Precious Petals. And I'm just going to be using this on my nose because I really like it when my nose is highlighted. And I'm going to use the, this is Maybelline's Color Sensational lipstick in Raisin. Yes, girl.